Today's entertainment rankings and reviews. Mini reviews. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. I, of course, am the Big D, and I'm here with a mini reviews vid. Today, I'll be tackling two films I recently watched, including one of them, which being the film I just did an out the reaction of a while ago today. Yes, and one that recently came to streaming. So, anyway, I hope you're ready to see these films in mini review form. So, I wanted to try and get these together. So, if you're ready, folks, let's get on with the first mini review. It'll be on the film I recently streamed on Hulu. And here it is. Okay, the first main review will be on the 2025 thriller action comedy Eenie Meanie, which was released by Hulu along with 20th Century Studios. Please stand by. Sorry about that. Now then. Anyway, the film stars Samara Weaving as the titular character, although her character's name is actually Edie. It's about a former teenage getaway driver who gets dragged back into her unsavory past when a former employer of hers offers her a chance to save the life of her chronically unreliable ex boyfriend. This was, well, kind of different than what I had anticipated when I streamed it on Hulu. This came to Hulu a week ago, and I finally took the time to watch it last night. I will say that this film feels like you're seeing different types of films together, like the early Fast and the Furious films and a little bit of the Danny Ocean films. Anyway, this was directed by Sean Simmons in his feature directorial debut, who also wrote this. Also in this ensemble cast, there's Carl Glusman, Jermaine Fowler, Marshawn Lynch, Steve Zahn, and Andy Garcia. Now, apparently, to save her ex-boyfriend who fell foul of an old crime boss, Edie agrees to be the getaway driver for a casino heist. However, over time, she eventually realizes that her ex-boyfriend cannot change and decides to take matters into her own hands. Well, my thoughts for this film, I'm going to say this film wasn't too completely bad. It turned out to be a little different than I thought. Kind of was slight bit of a slight downside though, because I thought this would be fun and action packed and what have you. But however, I did appreciate the humor and what have you in some parts. So anyway, I gotta give it credit for what it had to offer. The score by Bobby Krilik, I hope I pronounced that right, was fine. What have you? It has some pretty good tunes as well. Now, for its reviews, Rotten Tomatoes has a score of 45, while Metacritic has a score of 47. Empire gave this film 4 out of 5 stars, calling it a rollicking crime comedy with enough punchy jokes and exhilarating action that deserves a wider audience due to its energetic direction and vibrant humor. Screen Rant rated a 7 out of 10, praising it as a thrilling and engaging action dramedy that expertly blends genres and delivers a coherent, gripping story, highlighting Samara Weaving's strong performance and the film's ability to balance emotion with high energy action. Yeah, I will agree. There are some emotional moments and what have you in the film, so I gotta give it. So I can't really argue with that, though. But anyway, Eenie Meanie turned out to be an okay film. Maybe not great, though, but fair enough. For the cast, we have Samara Weaving as Edie, aka Eenie Meanie, while Elle Graham played the young version of Edie, who we see at the beginning. Next up, playing the character John is Carl Glusman, who most people might have seen in films like The Neon Demon and Nocturnal Animals. Andy Garcia, who actually was in some of the Danny Ocean films with George Clooney and a big all-star cast, plays the character Nico. He was pretty good. Steve Zahn, who I've seen in numerous films, plays Dad Meanie. And Chelsea Chris played Mom Meanie. Oh, not too bad. Jermaine Fowler played the chaperone, and Marshawn Lynch played Perm Walters. So the cast is pretty fairly decent, what have you. While I appreciate having emotional bits and what have you, maybe not as well, having a little bit more of a dramatic, dramedy type feel than an action thriller feel. I'm going to say Eenie Meanie was still an okay film from what I've seen. So I think it's overall worth a one-time watch. Especially if you're a big time fan of Samara Weaving, I think you might enjoy it. Check it out. The film is streaming on Hulu right now. For my score, I'm going to give Eenie 3.5 stars. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it a 7. Now to the next mini review. The next mini review will be on the film I recently did an out theater reaction of a while ago today, and that's the 2025 crime thriller comedy Caught Stealing, released by Columbia, directed by Darren Aronofsky, with screenplay by Charlie Houston, starring Austin Butler along with Zoe Kravitz, Regina King. Yeah, I think I said Regina Hall. I meant Regina King in my out here reaction. I apologize for that. Matt Smith, Liev Schreiber, Vincent D'Onofrio, and others. Now, the film focuses on a burned out ex baseball player named Hank Thompson, who unexpectedly finds himself embroiled in a dangerous struggle for survival amidst the criminal underbelly of 1990s New York City, forced to navigate a treacherous underworld he never imagined. Now then, my thoughts on this film. I thought this film turned out to be more good than what I had anticipated. I didn't think I would enjoy it, but it looks like it did. Now, of course, this film was directed by Darren Aronofsky, who most people would remember directed films like Black Swan with Natalie Portman, The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke, and The Whale with Brendan Fraser. Well, I am going to say this is really something. He does a pretty good job with his direction. Now, the story was written by Charlie Houston based on his book of the same name. And I gotta give it props as well. Now, the score was written by Rob Simonson and recorded by Idols, which is a British post punk band. I will say they did a pretty good job on that, so this is pretty cool. Now, I'm just gonna say this was really something. Now, Hank is haunted by a drunken car crash that killed his friend Dale and left him with a career-ending knee injury. Even before all this, he gets involved in this here, Ben, what have you, calls his mother in Patterson, California every day, especially discuss their shared love of the San Francisco Giants. Anyway, yeah. Apparently, Hank gets strung up in a lot of things that occur, including two Russian mobsters and also a couple of Hasidic brothers, and a Puerto Rican dude. Yes, this really turns into one real twisted thrill ride. But of the whole, I kind of actually come to like Caught Stealing. It was pretty good. Now, with its reviews, Rotten Tomatoes has this certified fresh at 85%, saying a freewheeling throwback. This film splendidly showcases Austin Butler's movie star charisma while marking a surprisingly lighthearted gear shift for director Darren Aronofsky. Metacritic has a score of 66, and audiences polled by Cinema Score gave it an average B, which is fine, what have you. Now, again, as I've said, the music and score for this was pretty good. I mean, this felt like I was seeing some of the recent action-packed films all over again in ways, but maybe not a whole lot. But even so, I feel like it was really, really good. For the cast, we have Austin Butler, who, of course, I have seen him in numerous films, including Elvis a few years back. And he recently appeared in Doom Part 2 last year. He's great as Harry Hank Thompson. Very good job. Regina King, who I've seen, who you might have recalled from the TV series 227 back in the 80s, and she's been in numerous films, plays Detective Elise Roman. That character's not too bad. Zoe Kravitz, really good, who we've seen in films like The Batman, Mad Max Fury Road, the Divergent series, X-Men First Class, and of course, Blink Twice. Yeah, that was pretty good. She plays Yvonne, Hank's girlfriend. I think I say girlfriend. Matt Smith, the former Doctor Who, plays Russ Binder, of course, a punk dude. Liev Schreiber, I almost didn't notice this was him. He plays one of the two Drucker brothers. He plays Lipa. And Vincent D'Onofrio plays Schmully Drucker. Wow, yeah, those two were pretty good. Benito Martinez Ocasio, alias the Puerto Rican rapper known as Bad Bunny, who we more recently saw in Happy Gilmore 2 not so long ago, play Colorado. And once again, I apologize for failing to bring him up in my review of that. As a matter of fact, he was actually pretty good in that. But as Colorado in this, yeah. So anyway, so this cast is pretty good, and it's pretty good and all star and what have you. But I'm afraid with a $40 net budget, eh, this film's struggling, so it's very unlikely this will do so well. But after lying so much, I wish this the best of luck. It's gonna need it. But anyway, Caught Stealing, it's a pretty good dark comedy crime thriller. I think you'll like it if you give it a shot. For my score, I'm going to give Caught Stealing 4.5 stars. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 9. So there you have it. There's my main reviews on Eenie Meanie and Caught Stealing. What did you think of these two films? Have you seen them yet? If so, let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel. You know the rest. I'm finally at 1,000 subscribers. Thank you again. And we'll have another video coming up for you real soon. So if you like this, check out some of these other vids that I've recently done. If you want some more Austin Butler, check out my review of, well, my spoiler-free review of his recent hit film of Dune Part 2 from last year. Or also from last year, you can check out my, well, the review that I did on Blink Twice, which I think was the main review, but I forgot though. Or if you would like maybe another film from Darren Aronofsky, check out my spoiler-free review of The Whale in the bottom left-hand corner. I will review Black Swan later in the year. In the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.